Hi everyone, I'm Whitney from Sugar and Sparrow, and today I'm showing you my new favorite way to make black buttercream that doesn't use any food color gel. It's silky smooth, perfect consistency for cake decorating, and it tastes like Oreo cookie butter, so I'm in love. It's made with black cocoa powder, which is a main ingredient in Oreo cookie shells, so the flavor profile makes total sense. Ever since I posted my black velvet cake recipe on Instagram and TikTok, I've been curious about whether or not it's possible to make a black buttercream that's completely dye-free like the cake layers in that recipe. I paired that cake with my older black buttercream recipe, which uses less than a teaspoon of black food color gel, but I thought it would be cool if the entire cake could be dye-free. So I did a lot of experiments with black cocoa powder, boiling it into a syrup and adding it to whipped butter, making ermine frosting with it, blooming the cocoa powder in melted butter, so many techniques and failed attempts. But then I had an epiphany when I realized that the black cocoa powder I was using wasn't as dark as the other products out there. I found this extra dark black cocoa powder by a brand called The Cocoa Trader on Amazon, and it's the darkest I've ever seen. Just look at the difference between these two brands. The extra dark black cocoa powder is a special ingredient you need, and once you have that, this recipe is so easy and straightforward that you can't mess it up. Here are the ingredients involved. I have 1 cup or 226 grams of unsalted butter that's been softened to room temperature, 2.5 cups or 300 grams of powdered sugar, a half cup or 56 grams of extra dark black cocoa powder. And if you're wondering what makes it black cocoa powder, it's just raw cocoa that's been ultra Dutch processed. This means it's been treated with an alkaline solution to reduce acidity and bring out rich dark chocolate notes. We'll use 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons of whole milk at room temperature, and a pinch of salt. To get started, I'm adding the softened butter into the bowl of my stand mixer fitted with the paddle attachment and whipping it on high speed until it's nice and creamy, scraping down the bowl and paddle a few times just to make sure it's uniform. This takes about 4 minutes. Next, add half of the powdered sugar and mix it in on low speed. When it just starts to come together, add the rest of the powdered sugar and then sift in the black cocoa powder. Since the cocoa powder is pretty lumpy, sifting helps make it nice and fine for mixing into the buttercream. While I often skip this step with the powdered sugar because I don't feel it makes a huge difference there, I would not skip this step with the black cocoa powder. And just a reminder here, you can technically use any brand of black cocoa powder for this recipe, but if you want it to be the darkest possible color, you'll want to use an extra dark black cocoa powder. I've linked the brand that I'm using below. Next, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of room temperature whole milk, and a pinch of salt. Mix on low for a few minutes, scraping down the bowl and paddle as needed until everything is fully combined. At first, the buttercream is going to look dark brown. Don't freak out. I promise it will magically darken with a little time. Add it into an airtight container and give it 24 hours at room temperature or in the refrigerator if you plan on using it more than 24 hours later. Look at how the color changes after a day though. On the left is the same recipe, just made 1 day ahead. I am so excited to share this dye-free black buttercream recipe with you. It's truly a game changer because it won't turn your mouth black or cause any startling bathroom experiences, which is exactly what happens when you use too much food color gel. It's the perfect consistency for cake decorating and so delicious, I seriously could not stop eating it by the spoonful. You will love it if you love Oreo cookies or chocolate in general. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want more tutorials like this one, or to learn more about cake baking and decorating, be sure to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube page so you never miss a new video from me. Check out my blog at sugarandsparrow.com for my favorite recipes, baking tips, decorating tutorials, and so much more. I also wrote a book called Anyone Can Cake, which is an all-encompassing guide on how to bake, build, and decorate perfect layer cakes. Find it wherever books are sold worldwide, and I'll also link it in the video description below. Thanks for watching.